What is up, interwebs? Big Blue here, along with Matt the Cutman, as always, and we have just finished watching the 4-night crossover event, Crisis on Earth X, on the CW, on their Arrowverse, CW, DC universe that they do. Cutman.
DC.
What'd you think of the Arrowverse's 4-night crossover event?
DC. Take some notes.
Yes.
See what they did. It was entertaining. It was good. There was action. It was well acted. There were not parts where I'm like, come on, let's go. This is bad. This is poorly written. This is badly acted. This is badly cast.
Yes.
It was all good. It was everything that I wanted. There were parts of that were certainly better than
Justice League?
Well, not to put too fine a point on it.
Hey,
but
I
yes.
just put that fine point on it. No, I agree. I have been a fan of this Arrowverse, as they call it, from about halfway through season 2 of Arrow. I was a little bit late to the party on Arrow because I thought it was just going to be a spin-off of Smallville. And after having watched 10 years of Smallville, I didn't want another thing. But I'm glad that I got into it because it has been
worth it.
Yeah, well worth it. It's been ups and downs. It hasn't all been fantastic, but It's been more good than bad. And this 4-night crossover event...
The good has been very good.
I absolutely agree. And you get characters that we have spent a lot of time with, that we've gotten to know very well over the years, having a very, very fun adventure.
Yeah.
And this will be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the 4-night crossover event, it's on the CW app, it's on demand, so it's out there. Go watch it, come back, and then you can participate in the discussion. So, Cutman, what are some of the key things that really stood out to you that you really enjoyed?
So I really liked I liked the humor.
Yeah.
I loved the humor and the interaction between all of the characters.
Especially the inter-show humor.
Yeah.
Not just them ribbing on each other within each show, but the show, like one of my favorite digs in that was they're all standing in the Cortex, in the Flash's home base, and Barry says, "We've got some of the most brilliant minds in the universe here." And Mick, talking about Mick Rory from Legends of Tomorrow, and he didn't get it. It was great, but yeah.
I would even go the other way. One of the things that I loved the most on it was when it was like right in the opening credits, or I think the opening credits were still rolling, and Barry's trying on his tuxedo, and Oliver walks out in his tuxedo, and Barry's like, "Come on, man." And then juxtapose that with with when Kara finds out that her alternate is married to Oliver's alternate, and she's like, "Ew, him."
Well, that little dig where Barry sees Oliver in his tux, it was, come on. That is a direct thing between, at Comic-Con, not this past year, but the year before, Conan had Oliver Oliver had Stephen Amell and Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist on stage, and Grant Gustin, he even said, he goes, "Yeah, I asked for a jacket to wear because I wasn't going to be on stage next to him with those arms. Look at that. That's." Dude, really? And he, just talking to Stephen Amell. And if you don't,
like you're photoshopped.
Yeah. If you don't follow Stephen Amell on social media, you really should, because he puts like his videos of his training regimen that he does, and it's
very similar to mine.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Just a few. Hours. Yeah.
This physique is caused by many beers and
you guys can't tell.
Chips. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, no, the camaraderie amongst the characters is definitely shown, because you could tell that they're very good friends in real life.
Yeah.
Because they all shoot on the same
up in Vancouver.
Yeah, on the same lot. Yeah. So they all have a whole lot of spend
Boston,
a whole lot
California.
of time together. Yeah, exactly. Boston. Vancouver doesn't look like anything. So, but yeah, no, I loved, and even the line that Supergirl says when she's fighting the Dementor in that opening sequence, where she goes, "God, Dominators are so last year."
Yeah.
So, so we get do you think that they made the right call using Nazis as the villain?
I hate Nazis.
Hate Nazis. Hate Nazis.
You know, I read articles about that. I've read a bunch. I read an article on it that said, you know, given the climate in this country, how there are actual Nazis trying to make a comeback in this country, that they could have touched on that. And they didn't. Obviously, they didn't touch on that. They could have gone a different way.
Yeah.
You know, that's their choice that they made. I didn't have a problem with it. I will say that when Felicity stood in front
Of Oliver Fuhrer?
yes, and basically said never again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got chills.
Yeah, when she was like, my grandparents didn't survive Nuremberg for you to come into our Earth and be like, get the hell out of here. Yeah, no, that was one of those defining moments, not only for her character, but for the show itself. It was like, it was that, especially since it was Felicity confronting Oliver. Mm-hmm. It wasn't her Oliver, but it was still Oliver. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I definitely got chills at that moment. That was that was good. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they had evil Supergirl. Even though she was Nazi instead of communist, it was very reminiscent of, if you're familiar with the 2003 Mark Millar limited run Krypton or Superman Red Sun, which is an Elseworld type of story, whereas if Superman or Kal-El had landed in Soviet Union instead of in Kansas and had been raised as a communist, which is a fantastic Elseworld type of what if scenario.
Sure.
This is kind of similar to that in that, you know, Supergirl is a Nazi with the SS.
Yeah,
she's an SS officer, which was, you know, lost on several people, but I got it, and I thought it was good.
Was it me, or I did like a double and triple take to see if that was Melissa Benoist playing the alternate Supergirl, because it really, I guess in the other outfit, it just didn't look like her.
Well, they definitely used a stand-in for some of the combat scenes and stuff.
Well, sure,
but yeah, no, it was her.
Oh, no, I knew. I had to look it up though, because for a little while there, I wasn't sure if that was her. I guess just in the other outfit, I'm just not used to.
She looked good in the dark, in the black outfit, though.
Easy doesn't.
Hey,
but
sorry.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, I am not. So, what, if anything, about this crossover didn't work for you? Is there anything about it that you didn't like?
You know, I guess the fourth hour of it, it kind of started to drag a little bit. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I guess maybe because it was the way that they aired it. Mm-hmm. It was, you know, 2 hours and then 2 hours the next night.
Yeah.
That was, maybe they could have spread it out a little more.
I had read that the reason that they chose to do it in 2 nights instead of spreading it over 4 is because last year they did it in over 4 nights. I remember. And by the time you got to the 4th episode, people started losing. They had stopped watching. So they wanted to do it, you know, in 2-hour chunks to let people just get it all out of the way.
I get it. I just I just kind of got a little bored towards the 4th hour,
and that's fair.
It started to get a little slow.
I think one of the things that didn't work for me in this, and unfortunately, this might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, and I don't know. Obviously, this is a major spoiler. Legends of Tomorrow lost Victor Garber as Professor Stein. He died. It was very predictable. As soon as he said, "Oh, do you want to split up?" and he's like, "I think we'll cover more ground that way." Yeah. I knew he was going to die, but I knew that Victor Garber wanted off of the show, and they'd been talking about splitting up Firestorm.
Right.
The part of that didn't work for me, the young man that plays Jefferson did not sell me at all on his grieving. He wasn't able to pull a tear. He wasn't it was just bad acting on him trying to go through losing Gray and when he was dying. And then you've got Victor Garber, who is a tremendous actor, going through this incredibly emotional death scene.
Yeah.
And then you've got the kid that plays Jefferson, who just could not get there emotionally.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
That just, unfortunately for me, that just didn't work.
You definitely had, this classically trained actor who can do Shakespeare.
Yeah.
And then just someone who just is not at the same level.
Yeah.
Not taking anything away, but he's just not at the same level.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that what should have been an incredibly powerful and incredibly emotional loss scene just came off as, okay, Stein's dead. But other than that, I thought the whole show was fantastic. And watching Oliver just stand there with the arrow trained on evil Oliver, just waiting for him to turn around to put it through his chest was fantastic. It was outstanding. So, yeah.
It reminded me of, not to do another crossover.
Sure.
There's a scene in, I don't know if it's Firefly or Serenity, but Malcolm and the Doctor are talking, and the Doctor, I guess, was questioning whether Malcolm was going to kill him, and Malcolm's like, "Look, if I ever kill you, you'll be standing facing me, and you'll be armed."
You'll be armed. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That was.
It reminded me, like, oh, that's a Malcolm. It's a Malcolm moment.
It definitely was. So, yeah, but, and I'm sorry, but we can't do this review and not talk about White Canary and Alex Danvers
hooking up.
That was fantastic. I loved that. And their awkwardness, or her awkwardness.
Yeah, her awkwardness, and Kara being super cool about it.
Yeah, and Sarah Lance is just like, yeah, did you hurt yourself when you fell out of bed this morning? She's just totally cool with it.
And then Alex, Mick at the end's like, you hook up with her?
Yeah, did you hit that? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I loved that we didn't see Diggle through the entire 4-night thing.
Yeah.
And then he shows up at the end and marries.
And throws up. And
So, but yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed this 4-night event. I've still got all 4 episodes on my DVR, and I'll probably be rewatching them at some point through here. Over the when all our shows are on hiatus.
Yeah, you still got the I don't know when you guys are going to watch this, but you still got the mid-season finales of all of the shows. This wasn't the finale of all of the shows.
Yeah, no,
which I liked.
Yeah, which is very, very cool. So
I like that they didn't try to squeeze a storyline into that they just happened to have that.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. So, do you watch all 4 of the CW shows, or you?
Some more religiously than others.
Okay.
The big ones that I make sure to turn into are Supergirl and Legends.
Right.
Arrow, I used to be huge on Arrow, and I'm kind of on and off on that.
Arrow lost a lot of people in the Damien Dark season. Last season really came back around. It was really good. It's been a slow burn this season. I really think it's been pretty good. Flash is getting better this season. Supergirl's been on point this season. I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
And Legends has been really good this season too. So I watch all 4 of them religiously, and I think starting after the mid-season break, I think I'm going to start doing a weekly recap of all 4 shows.
I think that'll be cool. Really liked, not to interrupt you,
Sure.
I really liked the callback to the musical number.
Yeah.
That Kara sang.
Coming Home to You.
Yeah, running.
Yeah, Running Home to You.
Yeah, Running Home to You. The original song that they wrote for
The Flash.
For the Flash.
Yeah.
I first of all, if you haven't downloaded that, download it.
Yeah.
It's a really good song. And then her rendition of it is just really good.
Yeah. Well, she's got an amazing voice.
She's super, super talented.
Of course she is. Fucking bitch. But yeah, no. So I liked her rendition of that. That was great. But yeah, overall, really, really enjoyed it. Definitely in one of my highlights of the TV watching fall season so far. So anyway, those are our thoughts on the Crisis on Earth X 4-episode crossover on the Arrowverse on CW. Let us know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. If you want to see more of the stuff that we're doing, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel just by clicking on the link right here. We've got something else fun for you to watch if you want to click right here. In the meantime, we're going to be right here breaking down all kinds of really cool stuff. We've got The Last Jedi coming out. We got Black Panther coming up pretty soon. And we'll be here on the interwebs.